All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. In this video here, I'm going to look at, in light of the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the championship, going to do a video about the historical ramifications of that win. Oklahoma City won 68 games this year, and that's something that hasn't been done very often. In fact, one of 7 teams just to win 68 games in the regular season. That was quite the feat. So I'm going to look and see how it stacked up against everybody else. But also I'm going to look at what's gone on in recent years that is so much different than in years past. We are in a completely different era of the NBA, and I'm going to show it to you and prove it to you. And I just think, and I've said this many times, you can't compare this era to past eras. You just cannot do it. This is totally different, the structure, all of it, and I'm going to get into it in just a minute. Like I said, Oklahoma City was one of 7 teams to win 68 games. That's very impressive. They're also one of 5 teams to win 68 or more games and win a championship. Those were the 1967 Philadelphia 76ers, the 1972 Lakers, the 1996 Bulls, the 1997 Bulls, and now the 2025 Oklahoma City Thunder. That's a pretty nice list to be on. It really is. That would be, of the 5, would have the 5th lowest winning percentage, but still, to have the 5th best winning percentage with the championship season of all time, that's pretty nice to have. It is. There have been 2 teams that did not win a championship when winning 68 or more games. Those teams that failed to win the championship were the 1972-73 Boston Celtics. They were 68-14, but there were circumstances around that season. John Havlicek suffered a separated shoulder. He missed 1 game. He tried to play. The guy literally played left-handed. They somehow pushed it to 7, even with that, because their team was so good. But it was never going to happen without John Havlicek's right arm. And they got beat in 7. And the other team to do it, the 2016 Warriors, 73-9. Draymond Green got suspended. We know about that. Andrew Bogut was injured, and Steph Curry was hobbled. The guy suffered multiple injuries earlier in the playoffs, missed games in the playoffs. So we know he wasn't right. But that's my point. Teams who win this much typically don't lose. In fact, they just don't lose unless there's some circumstances. That's just how it is. Teams that are that much above the rest of the league, yeah, it doesn't happen typically. Now here's the crux of the video right here. Why I think this era is just so different, uncomparable to past eras. This is why. You look at every single champion since the merger, from 1977 to 2025. That's 49 champions, okay? Let's just start right out. The Portland Trailblazers, who did they play? They played in the West, the 2-seed Denver, the 1-seed Lakers, and then in the East, the 1-seed 76ers. Washington Bullets of 78, they played the 2-seed Spurs, 1-seed 76ers, 4-seed Sonics, okay? Seattle in 79, the 5-seed Lakers, 3-seed Suns, 1-seed Bullets. On and on it goes. The 1981 Boston, they only had to play the 5-seed Bulls, 3-seed 76ers, who the teams that are highlighted in blue means that they really had a better record than their seeding. If they were seeded just by record and the division stuff wasn't a factor, Philly would have been the second best team in the East. But as it stands, they were the number 3. And then Houston had that great run to the finals in 1981. They were only the 6th seed and Boston beat them. So Boston only played 1 team who was better than a 5 seed, a 3 seed. But again, they should have really been the 2 seed based on record. I know they've since corrected that. But you look at it, 82 Lakers, they played number 5 Phoenix, number 2 San Antonio, and number 3 Philly. In 83, the 76ers played 5-2-1. Boston, 5-2-1. 85 Lakers, 4-3-1. 86 Celtics, 4-2-2. 87 Lakers, 5-7-1. 88 Lakers, 5-3-2. 89 Pistons, 5-6-1. 90 Pistons, 5-2-3. 91 Bulls, 5-3-3. And again, the Lakers are highlighted there because they really have the second best record in the West, but because they were in the Pacific Division, even though they were the second best team in the whole conference, they didn't win their division because they were behind Portland. But either way, the 92 Bulls, 4-3-1. 93 Bulls, 3-1-1. 94 Houston, 3-5-2. 95 Houston, who actually played 3-2-1-1. That was the best run ever. The 96 Bulls, 5-2-1. 97 Bulls, 4-2-1. 98 Bulls, 4-2-1. 99 Spurs, 4-2-8. Lakers of 2000, 5-3-1. 01 Lakers, 3-2-1. And then you get into the 21st century, which it was really the same thing. You got 2002 Lakers, 2-1-1. San Antonio, 5-3-1. 04 Detroit, 2-1-2. San Antonio, 3-1-2. 06 Miami, 3-1-4. 07 San Antonio, 2-4-2. 08 Boston, 4-2-1. 09 Lakers, 5-2-3. 2010 Lakers, they played the 5 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed. That was one of the shakier ones as far as playing a top seed. 2011 Dallas, the 2, the 4, and the 2 in the last 3 rounds. 2012 Miami, the 3, the 4, the 2. 2013 Miami, 5-3-2. 2014 San Antonio, 5-2-2. 2015 Golden State, 5-2-2. 2016 Cleveland, 4-2-1. 17 Golden State, 5-2-1. 18 Golden State, 6-1-2. 19 Toronto, 3-1-1. 2020 Lakers, 4-3-5. Very shaky one there too, but they did play a 3 seed at least. But it was shaky. 21 Milwaukee, 2-5-2. 22 Golden State, 2-4-2. And then we get to the exact crux and issue I have. The last 3 champions, none of them have beat better than a 3 seed. That's my whole point here. And the modern NBA fan is going to say, well, what's the big deal? They got beat. I know they got beat, but this is new territory. Top 3 seeds, they don't all fail in both conferences like that. One hot team is not going to take them down. Now, yeah, I know there's like the 95 Houston Rockets. Sure, no 6 seed ever won the championship. But there was circumstances there. They acquired Clyde Drexler, which actually they were better than their record and seed indicated. And also a team like Boston in 69. Well, they were the defending champions, even though they were a 4 seed that won the championship. 4 and 6 seeds typically don't win the championship, though. You're going to be a top 3 seed. Literally, every team is a top 3 seed ever. That's just how it goes. And team like 2023 Denver, they didn't play the number 2 or the number 3 seed, which would have been either Memphis or Sacramento. Yeah, Memphis had some injuries. Everybody's always got some injuries that keeps them out of it, right? And Denver had a cupcake run to a championship.
The Phoenix Suns season is over. The Denver Nuggets are moving on to the conference finals for the second time in 4 years.
Out of the pack. James on the drive, goes inside, stop, shot block, gets it back. It's over. It's over. Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. Truce back to Larry. There it is, 3-pointer. Won't go. Rebound, Caldwell Pope. They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Last year, Boston.
With their progress, I think J.B. Bickerstaff has got to be happy to see some of the growth from those young guys. But the Celtics, mission accomplished for the second round.
The Boston Celtics have punched their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals for the 6th time in 8 years.
Tatum, step back, puts up another three. Back of the room, won't go. Holland in the offensive rebound. Now the Pacers have to foul. Brown has it. Final seconds. That's it. It's over. The Celtics are heading back to the NBA Finals. And another crushing finish for these Indiana Pacers. The work, all the sacrifice, handling the enormous weight of massive expectations. Ends tonight here. It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
Best team they played, seed-wise, was in the semifinals against Cleveland. Then they get the 6th seed Indiana. Hot, whatever you want to call them. Oh, they're better than their seed indicated? Fine, they were. But that's my point. You can't go by seeding anymore. It means nothing. And that's just impossible to gauge what the best teams are. You got to wait all the way to the end, and then you just say, oh yeah, well, those were the best teams in the playoffs. And then you have another set of team that was the best teams in the regular season. Now, I understand Denver was the number 1 seed in 23, Boston was the 1 seed in 24, and OKC was the number 1 seed this year. I get that. But the other conference in each one of them was in total disarray. All the upsets, it was a joke. Like, you're never going to see a 1 playing a 1. When's the last time it's even happened? I think it was Golden State against Cleveland. That was 8 finals ago. The last time you saw 2 number 1s locking up. This was a regular thing. You know, like when I was growing up, it was Boston and the Lakers, 76ers and the Lakers, Pistons and the Lakers. It was Bulls against the Trailblazers, Bulls against the Suns. This is just what it was. Bulls against Seattle, Bulls against Utah, Bulls against Utah, Lakers in 2000 against Indiana, Lakers against the 76ers in 01, Lakers against the Nets in 02. This is just what it was. All the way back to the merger in 1977, I just showed you, in the last 49 years, there have been 3 champions who didn't have to beat a top 3 seed. They were all from the last 3 seasons. My point is, besides seeding doesn't matter. It seems that teams that have really good regular seasons, not all of them, because obviously the champions were 1 seeds in those years, they can't hold it together to get to the finals, which is just unusual. It's something I'm not used to seeing. And this is now a trend. Twice in a row, I was like, maybe just an anomaly, whatever. 3 in a row, and that's not to mention, in 2020, you got the 5 seed reaching the finals, the Miami Heat. And then you had, in 2023, the 8 seed reaching the finals. You had the 5 seed last year and the 4 seed this year. That's just very highly unusual for a seed like that to get to the finals. In fact, the only other seed I remember before the 2020s that was like kind of high like that was Boston in 2010. They were a 4 seed, but they had just won a championship 2 years before. I mean, the injuries seem to mask a team's record and how good they are or whatever. Now it's just about who gets hot for that one little stretch. But years ago, the best teams were the best teams. Injuries, load managing, all this kind of stuff has just kind of derailed who to expect. You're not going to have high-level finals anymore. You're just not. Now, you can look at this finals here and say, oh, yeah, well, Indiana and Oklahoma City look like a pretty good finals to me. Okay, maybe it was. But would it have been better if Oklahoma City was playing Boston or playing Cleveland if they were 100% healthy? Do you think maybe that would have been a better finals? I think it would have been. Or 2024, last year, Boston playing Oklahoma City in the finals. Or playing Denver or Minnesota. That didn't happen. It was Dallas. They were hot for those couple of weeks, won 3 rounds in the playoffs, and then you saw they were no match for Boston at all. But I'm just saying, this is a different time and a different era. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. All I'm saying is it's impossible to gauge, and Oklahoma City should get extra flowers for being a team that could be the number one seed, overall seed, the whole year through, and then win the championship. Because apparently the teams in both conferences just can't do that anymore.
Well, the dreams of a title for the Thunder are still alive. OKC is going to the conference finals. There's only one goal for this team, and that challenge will start next Thursday. Final seconds, another 30-point-plus win. Well, the magical season continues. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals. The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The storybook season is complete.
So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content, and that's it. Until next time.